Aloha and welcome to PIP Clips, quick tips to enhance your relationships. Today, I am delighted to invite you to meet my beloved husband, Mark.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
We are preparing for Hurricane Lane. So we have a little bit of extra time because schools and government shutdown is happening. So we're taking the time to film together to talk about this third phase of our PIP Clip series. We've covered romantic relationship, the coming together and falling in love phase. Last week, we looked at the power struggle and what can happen in that space between. And today we're going to talk about conscious partnership. So thanks for tuning in. I want us to start with an idea that is really important to this space between, which is a concept here in Olelo, Hawaii called kuleana. You want to explain what you understand that to mean?
Well, I think the simplest explanation I've heard for kuleana is it's responsibility. We each have a kuleana to ourselves, to our employers, to our families. It's a responsibility to attend to things. That's how I think of it.
Yeah.
And that's a nice word to say instead of responsibility. Kuleana.
Yeah. It sometimes gets translated as privilege, that sense of this is my, there's a certain weight to it. And so I like to think of it that way. And there is a weight to building conscious partnership. And the rewards of that kuleana, that responsibility, are so vast. And I love to bring things to real time. So I told you we're getting ready for the storm. And last night, the whipping winds and the rains hitting the windows got me up, got my bladder up, 3:30 a.m. And oftentimes I tend to take care of myself, do that emotional self-soothing, that bladder relieving, whatever needs to happen, and then get back to bed. Last night I felt the anxiety of, are we prepared enough? Are Mark's parents okay? Are our children okay? Are the plant creatures okay? Are the pets okay? And so I woke him up. And that is an opportunity to lean into one of the greatest challenges I've had, which is coming to terms with, I love Mark and I need Mark. And to be able to share that honestly without feeling weak, like I'm supposed to do it all on my own. So do you want to share your experience last night?
Well, I was just going to say that you often will say that you think you need to do it on your own.
Right.
And that you learn that from your mom, or that's some power struggle you have with yourself.
Yes.
Even in our partnership. So
yeah.
I'll just say that little tidbit.
Yeah. So that's where I was last night. I was like, Mark, if you go back to sleep, I know I'm going to jump up and try to move all the furniture off the lanai on my own. And I really would love your help. Can we move some furniture? Can we make love? Can we do some yoga and meditation in those ambrosial hours pre-dawn and then go back to bed because we didn't have a classic work schedule today? I love that I was able to ask for what I need. That's one of the greatest gifts of being in conscious partnership is I don't have to fear my needs. I don't have to feel needy, and I can still take care of my own side of the street, so to speak, in terms of
your own side of the bed.
My own side of the bed. My own.
You said, I can't sleep. That was how you woke me up last night.
Yeah, that's honest. Yeah. At the same time, I knew I could just do me. But the more I feed that story of just do me, the more it pulls me away from this connection.
Me to do.
Yes.
There's
we got to that place. Yeah. And it's beautiful. Yeah. I think our sex life has become even more enjoyable over these 16 years that we've been married, plus what we had before that. And just getting to express needs is a huge part of that sexual vitality. Before, I didn't allow myself to ask for what I need or my preferences in that moment. I just went along with what I thought I needed to do.
And typically there are things like, can we do this chore first? Or can we move furniture off the deck first? Have you done that? There are usually a list of things that come with that particular sort of thing.
You might be right. And that, my friends, is one of the key ingredients to conscious partnership, is the willingness to say, you might be right, because I'd rather be happy than to be right, in that righteousness that just kind of got me tighter and more constricted. So this space between is essential for me to grow into my own wholeness, to grow into reclaiming those lost parts of myself. And I believe it gives Mark an opportunity to stretch and heal those unmet childhood needs that he brings into the space between. So we have that, and we also have this knowing that this space between our marriage is the playground of our children. And I just have a heart's desire of, if only other parents could take a moment and see their relationship that way, that maybe we could cultivate that pause and seeing what we're doing and seeing how much it affects our children. And I'm not saying we got to always be on good terms. We were having a disagreement just last weekend and modeling for our son how to move through that and move back into reconciliation and to get over ourselves. And I think that's really vital, because the other piece to the partnership is our unlived lives have the greatest impact on our children. So it's kind of that unspoken stuff, that unfulfilled dreams, that lacking in wholeness for ourselves has a pretty significant impact on our children, and we don't often think of it that way. So I speak to that for those of you who have children, and those of you that don't, I speak to that to grow your whole self and give birth to your true nature, to your creative spirit, to your true life's purpose. And I feel like power in partnership allows us to do that. One of the greatest tools is the intentional dialogue. And Mark and I look forward to the opportunity to share that with you in our upcoming class on couplehood, a new way to love. We'll begin that around Labor Day, our labor of love. We often tag it around this time of year. And so anything you'd like to say about that or the dialogue before we sign off on this PIP clip?
Well, I would throw out that it's not just whether you have a family of young people in your home as well, or you're a couple, or you're a single person. I think that the ability to recognize what's going on in here affects whatever space there is, whether it's with my wife, whether it's with my kids or my parents or a coworker. So I really just want to broaden that out and recognize that having some levity and having some appreciation for that gives everybody, I guess, a little more connection with others. And that's really what we're all hoping for.
Yeah, beautiful. What I hear you saying is that connection matters, and that connectedness with oneself flavors the space between whoever we come into contact with.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Beautiful. You matter, your relationships matter. Thanks for being willing to explore conscious partnership, and we look forward to seeing you again real soon. Aloha. Be well, hunker down, stay safe.